So here's the first step for making these rails. I've just got them. I've already cleaned up the ends and squared them, and then I've clamped both these rails in the vise, and I've drilled the first hole. And the reason I've drilled the first hole is to establish a starting point. And also I'm going to put this pin in it now, just so I have a registration point. So if I take this apart for some reason, I can get it back together in exactly the same place. So now I'm going to show you how I set up my DRO for this job. Here's the DRO here. What I'm going to do is start by zeroing everything, just for the joy of it. And then I'm going to push this little button here, which gives you a linear array set up. Push that, and it will give me a line X, Y. Now I can switch from line Y, Z, but where I actually want to be is line X, Y. And so then I'll just hit enter there, and then a line, I don't even know what that stands for, it doesn't matter to me. Then this is the step. I want 32 millimeters in between each thing. So what I do is I just, arbitrarily, let's say this was set somewhere else, I would just press 32 and then I'll press enter. So that gives me 32 millimeters, which is where I was before. And then the angle, I want it to be 90 degrees. I don't want it, I could set this to go off at 45 or whatever I wanted. I don't want to do that. So I'm setting it to 90 degrees, and I just hit enter. No hole, this means number of holes. And I'm just gonna say 9. And the reason for that is, so I was just banging 9, enter, and the reason for that is that I only have about 7 inches of travel here. I don't believe I'm going to get any more than 9 holes in a run from one end to the other. I'm pretty much at my furthest point out here. I've actually marked it down here on my. This is the sort of the end zone here, but this is. If I go past this point, the thing pretty much goes off the rails. So that's my dead limit. That's why I've set it up the way I've set it up, with the 0 point here and the number of holes being 9, because I don't believe I can get any more in. So then I press enter for that. And it takes me to number 1. And then to go to number 2, that's number 9. Go to number 1, number 2, you see it's 32. So I would have to move 32 to get to number 2. So this pin is already in the number 1 position. So all I have to do to get to number 2 is I'm undoing my tread vise there, and then I just start moving it out till I get to, see it's dropping down. When I get to 0, I'm in the right position for the number 2 hole. I figure anything in the ballpark of 0.005, 0.0010, in that ballpark, it's good enough. Okay, so this is set up now for the number 2 hole. You'll see that down in here now is a drill, and I'm just going to start drilling these. So here's how I've taken to drilling these things. I've got a little bit of aluminum cutting oil here, and I just paint the drill a bit. And Set her up to go. I just realized I've got a little problem here. I've got this this parallel sticking out down the bottom here. This drill is going to run right into that parallel, so I've got to tap it over sideways. I'm going to deal with that and then I'll come back at you. Okay, so I've got the second hole drilled, and now I'm just going to go back to the DRO and click on this button. It'll tell me number 3, and then I just start moving it back again. Now, if I didn't do it with the DRO, I doubt that I would be able to do this to adequate accuracy, because this mill it's got massive backlash, and so this really does help me to get these things done. And also it saves me a lot of fiddling around with the math to get this set up. So this is set up for hole number 3. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and drill all of these now, and then we'll come back. I'll show you the next step. Okay, so you see this see this pencil mark right here. There it is. You can see it there. Pencil mark right here is the limit of the travel in that direction. So what that shows me is that I'm on this, trying to drill the 7th hole here, and I've wound this all the way back, but I still can't get close enough for this last one. So what I'm going to do now, the number of holes that I've actually gotten out of this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 holes. I allowed for 9, I only get 6. So now I've got to go backwards. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, back to hole number 1 again. Actually, I'm going to go back to hole number 2, because 1 is already done. So I'm just going to get that locked down, and then I'll show you how I change the cutter. Now, the reason I use this end mill is for accuracy, yes, but the reason I don't drill them with the just a 1/2-inch drill bit is because the 1/2-inch drill bit tends to sort of mushroom out and expand the hole. The holes get too big, they get sloppy. The end mill is much more accurate. Now, the reason that I do drill them out with a drill first is because even the end mill, if I try to cut the whole thing with the end mill without having a pilot hole first, it tends to clog up in there. It heats the end mill, stuff starts to stick to it. The whole cut becomes more sloppy. So what I do is I've drilled a 3/8-inch hole, and then I just run the end mill through that hole at a 1/2 inch. And this hole, all of the debris tends to go through the hole down into the bottom and keeps it clear and gives me a more accurate cut. I'm just going to pause and put a little bit of oil into the cut. You can see there it's flowing around now, just to keep the thing running smoothly. I'll do this as I go through. Anyway, I'm going to pause now, and I'm just going to cut these because I can't hold the camera and do this at the same time.